Ever get that feeling? The moment you finally wrap your head around last year's text, suddenly there are 5 new things that just changed everything.
Oh, absolutely. Like trying to drink from a fire hose sometime.
Exactly. Well, welcome to the deep dive. This is your shortcut through all that complexity. We skip the endless scrolling, the jargon, and just pull out the knowledge you need fast.
Yeah, think of it as your kind of personalized briefing. We've taken hours of announcements, boiled them down to the core insights, the real aha moments, no overload.
Perfect for, keeping up or just understanding what's actually coming next.
Hmm.
And today, we are diving deep into a pretty major one, the Google I/O 25 keynote.
And what a keynote it was. The theme
Yeah.
was just everywhere.
Right, the Gemini era. That's what they kept saying. AI isn't just speeding up. It feels like it's hitting escape velocity.
Totally. So our sources today are straight from the horse's mouth key excerpts from the official Google keynote transcript.
And our mission here is to pinpoint the really big stuff. We're looking at AI intelligence, these new agent capabilities they talked about, personalization.
And what it all might mean for, how we actually live and work day to day.
Okay, let's get into it. The first thing that jumped out was just the speed.
Yeah, Sundar Pichai kicked off with that. They're basically shipping AI model updates all the time now.
Not just saving the big reveals for I/O anymore.
Exactly. This whole Gemini era seems to be about, like, constant iteration, nonstop progress.
And the performance jumps are pretty wild, right? He said Gemini Pro's ELO score jumped over 300 points since the first version.
Yeah, 300 points. That's not just a small tweak. That's just a pretty fundamental leap in what it can actually do.
A whole new level of problem solving, maybe.
Could be. And then Gemini 2.5 Pro sweeping the El Arena leaderboard.
Okay, remind us, El Marina is like the big benchmark.
It's a really well-respected one, yeah, where different models get compared head-to-head. So topping it across all categories,
Yeah.
that's a strong statement. Clear leadership position.
And it's not just like better chatbots, is it? The coding progress sounds just as fast.
Oh, absolutely. Gemini 2.5 Pro hitting #1 on Web Dev Arena.
Beating the last version by 140 ELO points? That's huge for developers.
Massive. And think about it, hundreds of thousands of lines of accepted code per minute on platforms like Cursor.
It's like having a super fast, super skilled coding buddy on tap.
Pretty much. It really could speed things up for developers, make bigger projects more feasible. And it shows the versatility, right? It's not just language, it's complex logic, too.
Then there was, okay, this was kind of fun. Gemini completed Pokemon Blue.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Got all the badges, beat the Elite Four, the whole thing. They called it Artificial Pokemon Intelligence, API. Funny, but is there a serious point?
Well, it sounds playful, but it demonstrates something important. It shows the AI can understand and follow through on, like, long, complex sequences of tasks in a dynamic setting.
Okay, so learning strategy, planning steps.
Exactly. Key steps towards agents that can handle complex stuff in the real world, not just a game.
Right. Now, all this brain power needs serious muscle, yeah. They talked about the new TPU Ironwood 7th gen.
10 times the performance of the last one.
42.5 exaflops per pod, which is, that number is hard to grasp. What does that let them do?
It's the engine, basically. It lets them train these enormous models way faster and run them more cheaply.
Ah, okay, so faster models, lower cost.
That's the trend they highlighted. Gemini holding the top 3 spots on El Marina for output speed while prices drop. That makes the tech more accessible.
And people are definitely using it. The numbers were kind of staggering.
Weren't they just? Over 7 million developers on the Gemini API.
That's 5x growth since last year's I/O.
And a 40x jump in Gemini usage on Vertex AI. Plus, 400 million monthly users on the Gemini app itself.
Usage up 45% with 2.5 Pro and 1.5 billion monthly users for AI overviews and search.
It really shows this isn't just theory anymore. It's being baked into tools people use every single day at a huge scale.
Okay, so power usage. Then they got into specific projects turning research into products. Starline, Astra, Mariner. Let's start with Starline, which is now Google Beam.
Right, the 3D video chat thing. Trying to make it feel like you're really in the room.
But now it's AI first. What does that mean exactly?
It means AI isn't just tacked on. It's core to how it works. It uses AI to reconstruct a realistic 3D view from 2D cameras, tracks your head precisely, renders it on this special display.
And they're working with HP to actually get devices out later this year.
Yeah, to early customer, so it's moving closer to being a real product.
And some of that tech is already filtering down, right? Real-time speech translation in Google Meet.
Using the Starline Foundation. Imagine booking that vacation rental like they showed, and just understanding each other perfectly.
Mhm.
Different languages, no barrier.
That feels genuinely useful. English and Spanish available now for subscribers.
Yep, with more languages coming.
Yeah.
And enterprises later this year,
Huh.
breaking down those communication walls.
Okay, next up. Project Astra, now Gemini Live.
Right. This is their research into a universal AI assistant that, understands the world around you.
And now it's getting camera and screen sharing in the Gemini app, so you can talk about whatever you point your phone at.
Exactly. The examples were interesting, practicing for interviews, getting feedback on marathon form.
Haha, and the funny fails, like mistaking a garbage truck for a convertible.
Shows it's still learning. But rolling it out to everyone on Android and iOS today, that's big. People can try it immediately.
Okay, then agents. Project Mariner and agent mode. Mariner is the research agent.
Yeah, a prototype agent that can use web tools to get stuff done for you, combining the AI smarts with access to, online services.
And it can multitask, up to 10 things at once.
And this teach and repeat thing sounds cool. Show it once, and it learns the plan for similar tasks later. That's a big step towards more autonomous AI, learning from demonstration, handling multiple goals. That's proper agent behavior.
And developers get access to these computer use capabilities via the API.
Yep, with broader availability this summer. Opening it up?
Which leads into agent mode in the actual Gemini app. Bringing that agent power to Chrome, search the app itself.
The apartment hunting example was really good. Finding a place for 3 people in Austin. Specific budget, amenities.
And it could use Zillow, tweak filters, pull listings, maybe even book viewings.
Exactly. It handles the complex, multi-step stuff that takes us ages, automating the legwork so you focus on the decision.
And an experimental version is coming for subscribers soon.
Suggests they're serious about making this a real tool.
Okay, this next bit felt potentially huge. Personalized experiences through personal context.
Yeah, the idea is Gemini can use info from your other Google apps with your permission, privately, transparently. You're in control.
That control part seems crucial. Commission, privacy, transparency, they really hammered that.
Absolutely vital for trust as AI gets deeper into our lives.
And the example, personalized smart replies in Gmail. Gemini writing replies that sound like you.
By looking at your notes, Drive, past emails,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild.
So it's not just generic suggestions. It learns your greetings, your tone, your style, even specific words you use.
The Utah road trip example felt really human. Like it knew your favorite adjectives and places.
And that's coming to Gmail this summer for subscribers. Feels like AI becoming less of a separate thing and more integrated.
Definitely. And they hinted at bringing this personal context to Search, Docs, Gemini itself. Imagine how much more relevant AI interactions could become.
Okay, then Nemesis Opus came on. Back to the core models.
Oh.
Gemini 2.5 Pro.
Right. The top tier model,
Sure.
most intelligent, best foundation. Recently went into preview for developers.
And people are already doing crazy stuff with it. Interactive apps from sketches, 3D city simulations.
Yeah, it shows the sheer power and kind of creative understanding it has. And again, top of the coding leaderboard, leading and learning because of LearnLM. It's positioned right at the cutting edge.
But they also talked about the efficient one, Gemini Flash.
The workhorse model, yeah. Popular because it's fast and cheap.
And now 2.5 Flash is updated. Better reasoning, code, long context. Second only to Pro on El Marino.
That's right. And it's hitting general availability in early June, with Pro soon after. So those capabilities are rolling out fast.
It seems like a smart strategy, right? Have the absolute best model, but also a really good, really fast, cheaper one.
Caters to different needs, different developers, different applications. Makes advanced AI more accessible, which is key.
Then Tulsi Doshi detailed developer improvements for 2.5. Some cool stuff here, like text-to-speech with multiple speakers.
2 distinct voices and native audio output. That sounded impressive.
Expressive chat, whispering, switching between 24 languages seamlessly.
That native audio could really change conversational AI, making it sound much more natural, capturing those nuances.
And it's in the Gemini API today. Wow.
Yeah, and the Live API later today.
Yep.
Quick rollout.
They also mentioned better security protections and thought summaries.
Right, for 2.5 Pro and Flash. So developers can see how the model is reaching conclusions, more transparency.
Plus, making Flash even more efficient and adding thinking budgets for Pro.
Yeah, giving developers control over cost and speed. Seems like they're really listening to what developers need. Security, transparency, efficiency, cost control.
That live coding demo was something else. Building a 3D web app for a museum from a sketch?
In AI Studio, using 2.5 Pro,
Yep.
showed off the multimodality, understanding abstract ideas.
And then using 2.5 Flash for interactive questions, native audio for voice. It made it feel very tangible.
Like bridging that gap from idea to working app. Much faster. Integrating vision, language, audio. That's where things are heading.
And Jules, the coding agent, is in public beta now.
The asynchronous one, yeah. Handles complex stuff in big code bases, like updating Node.js versions, integrates with GitHub, works on its own.
Could be a massive time saver for dev teams.
Absolutely. Agents taking on the more complex grunt work coding tasks, freeing up humans for strategy and creativity.
Then Gemini Diffusion, experimental, super fast text model.
Yeah, text diffusion. Very low latency, great at editing math, code, because it iterates and corrects itself as it goes.
5 times faster than the previous fast one, 2.0 flashlight, but matches its coding performance.
That's what they claimed. Shows ongoing innovation in the underlying model architecture. Speed and performance without compromise.
And finally, 2.5 Pro DeepThink.
A new mode pushing performance to the absolute limit, using advanced research stuff.
Getting crazy scores on really hard benchmarks. USMO, Live Code Bench.
Yeah. But they're being cautious. Releasing it to trusted testers first via the API for safety checks.
Sensible. Exploring the bleeding edge, but carefully.
Exactly. Tackling the toughest AI problems, but ensuring safety and reliability is paramount at that level.
Okay, stepping back a bit, they talked about this big ambition, evolving Gemini into a world model.
Yeah, not just understanding language, but capable of planning, imagining, simulating aspects of the world, like the brain does, sort of.
Feels very sci-fi, very long-term.
It's a fundamental shift, though.
Yeah.
AI that doesn't just react, but reasons about the world, predicts outcomes, maybe even imagines new possibilities.
They mentioned past work, right? Training agents in games like Go, StarCraft, Genie 2, generating interactive 3D worlds from images.
All building blocks.
Yeah.
Learning strategy, generating environments, understanding physics. VO was mentioned for that all steps towards AI that gets the real world.
And Gemini Robotics, a specialized model for teaching robots physical tasks.
Picking things up, following instructions.
Yeah.
Translating AI smarts into the physical world. That AI sandbox demo sounded cool.
It all seems to feed back into making the Gemini app this universal, personal, proactive, powerful assistant.
That updated Project Astra demo, fixing the bike.
Right. Using manuals, YouTube, emails, calling the shop, all integrated.
That really showed the vision. Seamlessly pulling info from everywhere, taking action, solving real problems.
Okay, let's switch gears to something huge. Google Search.
The core mission, right? Organizing the world's info. Now getting supercharged with Gemini.
Making it more intelligent, agentic, personalized. That seems to be the mantra.
And given search's scale, billions of users, integrating Gemini there is massive. It's evolving search from just finding links to deeper understanding, maybe even task completion.
AI overviews seem popular already. 1.5 billion monthly users, driving search growth.
Yeah, over 10% growth in relevant queries. Big driver for visual search and lens, too. Shows people are engaging with this generative AI stuff.
And now, a whole new AI mode in search, reimagining it.
Fundamentally. More advanced reasoning for complex, longer questions. You can ask follow-ups, have more of a conversation.
And it's live in the US today.
Yep. Big change. Promises a more intuitive way to find info, solve problems.
They mentioned this query fan-out technique, breaking down big questions.
Exactly. Instead of one big search, it fires off lots of smaller targeted searches simultaneously. Digs deeper, uses real-time data, checks its work, more thorough.
Like a team of researchers tackling your question.
Kind of, yeah. Aiming for more comprehensive expert-level answers for those complex queries.
And more features coming to labs, like personalized suggestions based on past searches.
And connecting other Google apps, like Gmail, for that personal context.
So restaurant suggestions knowing your preferences. Again, with user control.
Vital for trust, but yeah, making search much more relevant to you.
Plus deep search with an AI mode for really in-depth stuff.
Running hundreds of searches maybe. Creating detailed reports with sources for serious research needs.
The sports data analysis demo is neat, asking about specific stats, getting dynamic tables, graphs.
Shows AI not just finding data, but analyzing and visualizing it, turning raw info into understandable insights.
And bringing agent capabilities in, finding event tickets, comparing options, linking to buy.
Yeah, integrating Mariner skills, moving search towards helping you do things, not just find things. Booking restaurants, local services later. Very convenient.
Multimodality, too. Google Lens is already huge, but search live, using your camera in real time.
Bringing Astra's live abilities into AI mode. Help with DIY, homework. The video examples were great. fixing stuff, identifying plants, removing stains.
It makes search feel much more interactive, more grounded in the real world.
Definitely. Using visual input, real-time analysis for contextually relevant help.
And shopping gets smarter too, combining visual search with their huge product database.
Finding that durable rug that matches your couch. Very relatable problem, potentially easier to solve.
Plus, the virtual try-on feature for clothes, using a custom AI model.
Yeah, trained for fashion, better 3D shape understanding, realistic materials. Could really change online clothes shopping. Less guesswork, maybe fewer returns.
And that agentic checkout, tracking a price, buying automatically with Google Pay.
Whoa, that's fully agentic commerce.
Yeah.
AI handling the whole purchase based on your rules. Super convenient, maybe slightly scary.
Haha, yeah. And topping it off, a custom Gemini 2.5 coming to both AI overviews and AI mode this week.
Deploying their best tech straight into search shows serious commitment to pushing AI out to everyone.
Okay, then Josh Woodward on the Gemini app itself becoming that universal assistant.
Personal, proactive, powerful. That was the theme. Evolving beyond just a chatbot.
More on personal context, connecting to your Google info, starting with search history, making it feel like your AI.
That personalization is key to making it feel genuinely useful and integrated.
And the proactive part. Gemini noticing your physics exam, offering quizzes, custom explainers based on your notes and interests.
That could be transformative. AI anticipating needs, offering help before you ask, especially for learning.
And the power of 2.5 Pro enabling creation, inventing games, building websites, using VO for video, Imagen for images.
Turning the app into a creative powerhouse in your pocket. Democratizing content creation.
5 new things coming to the app. Gemini Live, free camera screen sharing, rolling out now, connecting to calendar, maps soon.
Making it more interactive, more useful in real-world situations.
Deep research letting you upload your own files, with Drive Gmail support later.
Big expansion. Using your own info to guide the AI's research.
Canvas, the co-creation space, turning reports into web pages, infographics, quizzes, even podcasts, with vibe coding.
Moving beyond information delivery to dynamic content creation and sharing.
Gemini in Chrome, the desktop browser assistant, understanding page context, rolling out to subscribers.
Context-aware help while you browse, streamlining research in comparison.
And Imagen 4 for image generation. Richer detail, better text rendering, faster speeds, integrated into the app.
Significant leap in image quality and usability. That improved text is a big deal for practical uses, like that festival poster example.
Plus VO3 for video, better visuals, physics understanding, and native audio generation.
Sound effects, background sounds, dialogue. That's a massive step for AI video. The owl and badger conversation sounded amazing.
And new subscription plans to access all this. Google AI Pro globally and AI Ultra for early access, top features, DeepThink VO3.
Tiered options, giving choices based on needs, from broad access to power user features.
Okay, almost there. Shramazadi on AI and the physical world. Android XR.
Extending AI beyond phones. Watches, cars, TVs, embedding intelligence everywhere.
And the big one, Android XR. A new platform for XR devices, headsets, glasses. Partnering with Samsung, Qualcomm.
Showing Google's serious about immersive computing, providing the foundation for AI-powered AR and VR.
They showed Gemini on Samsung's Project Muhan headset, interacting with Maps XR, MLB XR.
Truly immersive experiences with AI providing context.
But the glasses. Lightweight, all-day wear, camera, mics, optional display.
Working with your phone, bringing Gemini to your location, hands-free.
That live demo was wild. Sending texts, identifying bands, playing music, directions, real-time translation between Hindi and Farsi with English displayed.
It's all like the future arrived. Seamless, context-aware AI assistance in a discrete form factor. Practical applications galore.
And partnering with Gentle Monster, Warby Parker for stylish frames, developer access later this year.
Smart move. Making the tech desirable, not just functional. Aesthetics matter for wearables.
Then Sundar, back for closing, mentioned the AI counter at 95, whatever that means.
Yeah. Likely some internal progress score.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're happy with where they are.
He recapped the huge range of announcements, emphasized AI's potential, the role of developers.
And share those inspiring social good examples. Fire set for wildfires, wing drones for hurricane relief.
Plus the potential for robots, disease treatments, quantum computing, autonomous vehicles.
Broadening the perspective. Highlighting the potential societal impact. His story about his dad experiencing Waymo was a nice touch too.
Yeah, grounding the tech in human experience, finished on a really optimistic note.
Continuous innovation, collaboration.
Yeah.
Feels like just the start.
Wow. Okay. So that was a whirlwind tour of Google I/O 25. The sheer scale, the pace. It's intense, but the goal seems clear. Make tech smarter, yes, but also more agentic, able to do things for you and really personalized, tailored to you.
Looking back, yeah, some things really stick out. That Pokemon completion,
Yeah.
maybe quirky, but it shows something about learning complex tasks. Personalized smart replies in Gmail feels like a real glimpse of more human-AI interaction.
Yeah, that could be huge.
AI mode in search could fundamentally change how we find information. And those Android XR glasses. That feels genuinely exciting, bringing AI right into your field of view.
Absolutely. Which brings us to our final thought for you, the listener. With all the smarter models, agents acting for you, deep personalization, even intelligent glasses, which of these advancements do you think has the most potential to really change your daily life? Or maybe your specific field of work or passion?
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. Definitely worth digging deeper into the parts that caught your attention.
We really hope this deep dive gave you a clear picture of the key takeaways from the keynote.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Until our next deep dive, keep exploring.